Hello world, I'm the madman known as Jarvis the Artist, and today I wanted to work on my grass drawing, which is a drawing I'm using only green for and challenging myself to make it really good. So, just kind of wanted to talk to you guys and do some drawings with you. So, I am very lonely too, so I don't really know what to do. I'm trying out this new capture on my drawing pad. I don't know if I like it. I'm still figuring out how to capture art on my drawing pad better, but I fudged up the settings here, so I think that's one of the issues why it looks so bad. The drawing itself, that's all my fault. It's the recording. I can tell by looking at the editing software that it is crunching up fiercely here. It's also the free version, so they downsize it, so you have to upscale it to get the full screen, and it's just all sorts of fugly. My drawing looks pretty good, I think. I've started just drawing basically similar to. I'm trying to think of what his name is. There's a gentleman I watch who creates ink monsters. He's pretty famous. I want to say he's bigger on the YouTubes and the Facebooks than I am. I'm not 100% sure. I followed him for years. He's friends with Scott Kushnsava, and Scott Kushnsava has 1 million followers. Doesn't necessarily mean that people watching this video know who they are, but I'm trying to remember his name. Because I follow a lot of smaller artist YouTubers, but I'm pretty sure he was a bigger one. Alright. Now it's going to take me like an hour to find him because I just realized I have like 100 subscribers, or subscriptions. It's like, I wish I had 100 subscribers, that'd be awesome. I think I'll have 6 on this channel and 15 on my other channel, which is basically animal videos at this point and just random videos I feel like making spontaneously. So I figured I'd just dump those on that channel. And then the ones I actually put effort into and want to work on go on this channel. Art, video games, selling stuff in my store, stuff like that. I run an online video game store. It's small. It's on Mercari currently. We're going to expand once we have enough money to our own website. And we also have my artwork is on our Ko-fi page. Currently, there's only one thing we have finished. I say we because I'm always like I run the store myself, but there's so many people who help me and teach me stuff that I feel like it's really a group effort at this point. I was taught by a local small town business owner, Mike's Game Shack. Sorry, not shop. And he taught me how to ship stuff and how to like be very polite and get things to people and what's typically best practice for online stores. But I've also learned how to run the business from a local tea shop who she runs 3 different successful businesses with her husband, and they've been in it doing this for like 10 years on the side. Or not on the side. They've been doing their own businesses for about 10 years, and they really helped me a lot with learning how to price things and how to do sales, and they're very helpful and very friendly, and I just love going to them for help. And then for my art, I've learned so much from the people from the Art Guild. In fact, this drawing itself in the background of the grass that I'm actually not doing anymore because I switched to a ladybug. This is going to be downsized and put on the blade grass. It's closest to the front. But in the background, it looks like it's faded and zoomed out. And I learned that from a lady in the Art Guild who taught me about this process where people would do white dots to like pull things out of focus in the background. I forgot the actual term for this technique. And it makes things look like when you're in a camera and you got something in focus versus out of focus. And I blurred that so it looked even more evenly coded, and I learned that from her. I've pushed myself to be in an art competition this year in May. I didn't place, but I was there, and I actually put something up. And we're working on. I'm currently working on a video by myself, but a lot of the Art Guild have been giving me tips and stuff on what to say and how to write, and I have another editor helping me. Well, he doesn't want to call himself an editor because he doesn't like that term, but a friend of mine who's been on my YouTube stuff for years said once I get my script finished writing, he would look over it and check it for me, because it's actually a short story I'm going to be reading while talking about the art I drew. Or not talking about, instead of talking about the art I drew, sheesh, I can't talk right now. I wanted to write a story about the character I drew and read the story to people. and he's going to actually read over that. And that's actually a project we'll be working on this channel later. I have 7 different projects, not including this grass drawing I'm doing. So I was going to just do those in a podcast format, and this is actually going to be a podcast too. I'm going to call these mini podcasts, the shorter ones. So this is technically the latest episode of the Humble Man podcast, which is actually the name of my LLC, the Humble Man LLC, which you'll see on my banner on my YouTube channel. If you go there, I'm just kind of chilling. I was like, I want this to be a podcast where I just sit, talk to people, not necessarily have any plans or anything, because that stresses me out, and I tend to overcomplicate things, trying to make it better and better and better. And I actually wanted to make this first video, I think it was 15 of May, and I just kept making it more complex and more complex and more complex, and I was like rewriting the script, adding a new character and learning a new skill, and I was like, okay, I'm never getting any of this out. Like, and it was good to learn those skills, but I feel like I'd be better off if I actually just made the video, release it, and then once it's released, like George Lucas did with the Star Wars series, go back and edit it and make a new episode and just get stuff out there and then change it, like my art. So what I say with my art is never finished, it's just finished for now. And I see my videos as an art project, something I actually put a lot of time and effort into. I think about what I'm going to say before I say it. I don't always write a script, but sometimes I do. And in fact, what I really like is when I talk on the videos and use the audio as a rough draft for the script, and I rewrite it. But I realize when I do that, sometimes I never get a video out there. So I'd rather actually sit down and listen to what I have to say about stuff and just talk and take ideas and do a master edition, like once I finish the project, and do like, okay, I know what I kind of wanted to say because that's what I said already, and then I'll sit down and I'll edit it and create a script from that, and then read the script, and whatever's better is what'll stay, and then whatever's worse, whichever series is worse, I can unlist it, because YouTube doesn't like having too much duplicated content, but I know that they're okay with different editions if you edit it a lot, because there's a lot of people who will make shorts of their videos, and a lot of podcasters will cut out different segments in really shorter videos for people to watch. And I feel like this would count as like one of those shorter videos, and if I don't do it with every series, but like sit down and like do it with a few of them, like edit it, ones that I feel like I want to edit, or whenever I want to edit them, into a more cohesive narrative, and add to it, and maybe add some special effects in the background or something. Maybe clean up the footage somehow. I don't know how you'd clean up footage like this, because I'm just drawing on my tablet. So, but just doing something like that, because then I actually get videos out there and I can just make them better. On my other YouTube channel, Bless You Daylight, which is where I'll be posting animal videos and spontaneous videos that I'm just like, you know what, this is cool, let me record this. I have a picture that I just kept editing and editing and editing and editing, and I really like that concept. I really like digital art because it allows you to do that. Like right now I'm drawing this ladybug that I can then shrink down and put on that blade of grass, and this will take probably 6 to 7 hours doing the ladybug because it's a second drawing, but it's all part of one bigger drawing, and I really like how digital art can let me do that. And that's really my style of doing art, is just making art and then going back a few days later and I'm like, you know what, I'm not done with this yet, let me continue and let me make more, and then let me make more. And I was like, oh, I really like the idea of doing this next, or what if I did this differently? And then I take it down and I'm like, okay, add pink here, add a little bit of red here, what does this special effect here on this do? And I love that constant change and warping of stuff. And I notice a lot of artists are like that, not everyone, especially I've noticed a lot of cartoonists are like that, because they'll work on something and animate it, and then the editor has to come in like, okay, you're done with this, let me take it from you. Because if the editor doesn't come in and take it from them, they're like me, and they'll constantly just sit there, and months will go by and they never release anything. So I guess I kind of have to be my own editor and be like, hey, okay, you put a lot of work and effort into this, you worked on it for 20 hours, let's get it out there. Like, it's time to let it release. And I'm like, no, let me edit it a little bit more. This is like my instinct is screaming at them like, no. But I guess since I'm working by myself and, I have the final decision on everything, like, yeah, I get inspired by a lot of people, like I was saying earlier. But in the end of the day, it's all up to me on whether something gets out or not. And I need to have that part of me say, okay, you've worked a lot on this. It's time to let people see it and decide whether they like it or not. Because you're not going to get a following. You've been doing this for 10 years. You know how YouTube works. You need to release things almost daily to get a following. And if you don't get a following, yeah, sometimes there's people who do very brief videos once every 6 months, but they're skilled enough to entertain the audience. And you don't know if you're skilled enough yet. So you need to release stuff to let people see it, because they're not going to follow you unless they like it, and they can't like it unless you release it. So there's this constant battle in my head of talking to myself about that. And I feel like, yes, this video is not the most popular. It's not going to be the greatest. I'm not even finished with the drawing. In fact, I sped up the drawing to 3 times, and I'm still talking. And I'm like, okay, well, once I'm done talking, I need to go in and edit the footage so it'll last as long as I'm talking. And I just need to get out there and put it out there, and I think that's going to help me a lot. And maybe once I get a few videos out there, like once a day, I can inspire other people to do the same. I'm probably going to do a different series where I talk about stuff on this channel. I want to do a podcast, like a really big, like a normal size podcast, about an hour long, of talking about different art projects and sharing other people's art. But I'm not there yet. I realized after a month and a half of editing that video I was making, I'm just not there. And I even put aside my art projects for a whole month and a half, and I hate that. Like, I was making videos on them, and I just put them off to the side, and like, okay, I can't work on this. I gotta work on the podcast talking about this. And I didn't do anything for all of June. And I'm like, fuck, it's July now. It is July now. You gotta get stuff done. I love working on projects and growing as an artist. I love watching Adam Savage do his work on his channel. I love hearing about Don Pavemeier, who created Phineas and Ferb, and how he makes art and it just has fun with his daughter and his different stories. I love listening to Scott Kushnesava and his art tips. And I watched the guy who inspired me to draw in this style where I just scratch stuff. I don't know what I'm going to draw. I just make ideas, and it's like when things come to me, I draw them. And he's this amazing ink monster artist where he just did these like drops of ink, and I was like, okay, this is what this wants to look like, so this is what I'm going to make today. And I really love that style. That's what got me making this grass right now. And I was like, oh man, this grass looks really good. What if there's some insects on it? And ladybugs have this like yellowish red to them at sometimes. So I was like, well, what if it was like a greenish yellow, and then that still sticks with the grass theme? And like, what if it was raining and there's some water on it? Like, that's what I thought next. So I might add some water on here, like morning dew or something, once I get done with the ladybug. I might even add multiple ladybugs, because sometimes there's usually never just one ladybug. There's usually 2 or 3. So I like the idea of putting that in the grass and just challenging myself. And I really feel bad that I don't know this guy's name. And I can pause my audio here and just tell you, or I can just talk to you tomorrow about it. So I thank you all for listening to this podcast. I know it sucked. It's not the greatest, but it's the best I can do right now, and I'll get better as I go along. I've been doing this YouTube thing for 10 years now. I know that whenever I have a long break like I just did, my video quality sucks, but the more I do it every day, the better it seems to get, and the more people seem to like it and watch. At one point, I did have almost 100 followers. I quit and deleted that channel like an idiot and restarted a new one. All those videos can be found on Odyssey under my name. If you want to go watch them and see the cringe, feel free to. If you're listening to this on whatever podcast platform, rip me apart in the comment section below if you feel like it. Downvote it, upvote it, if you do whatever you feel like. I just want you to know that I appreciate you listening this long, and bless you, and may you grow as a person and in whatever field you choose. I'm an artist, so I obviously want to grow as an artist. So, and I hope that whatever day you're having, it just grows and grows and grows and gets better and better and better the longer you decide to stick with the day. As it should be, it will be done. Blessing complete. And so is this video. Bye.